Okay, today we're going to talk some more about the Red Man, specifically the regional classics. And you're not in Brooklyn anymore. So I fished the Red Man circuit from 1985 to 1990. Made the regionals all 6 times. Went to Kerr twice. Talked about Kerr and my cluelessness there the last time. St. Clair in Georgia, Patoka in I think it's Indiana, and Kentucky Lake twice. So when you make this regional, it was back then there were draw tournaments, so there was no like co-anglers to go as observers. So if you made the regional, you had to get somebody to go with you and travel in the other boats for as a observer. So the Kentucky Lake, first time to Kentucky Lake, I took Joe Sancho for my observer, and Bill Franks went with us too. He was somebody else's designated observer from the Northeast Division. I don't know, some of you might have heard of Joe Sancho. He was elite on the elite circuit for a while, but at the time, he was before he owned a boat. He used to go to the Red Man events and fishes half of the day on his water, like in a draw tournament. You have to use the other guy's boat every day. Only guy I ever knew that owned a boat before he owned a vehicle. He was an electrician. He lived in Brooklyn with his girlfriend Evelyn. They're still together. And after 17 years they got married after 9/11. They figured it was about time. So we're driving out to cross 80, cross Pennsylvania. Now, keep in mind, Joe had been fishing the Northeast Division for the Red Man. We went to Thousand Islands, we went to Potomac, Upper Bay, Finger Lakes. So he'd been around. It's not like he'd never been out of the city. But we're driving across Route 80, getting central Pennsylvania. I think they call the area Pennsylvania Wilds, and it's just hills and mountains and basically nothing. And he's looking around and looking around, looking all nervous. And I go, "So Joe, what's wrong?" He says, "Where's the houses?" It's like, "What do you mean, where's the houses?" He says, "There's no houses." So apparently, you go up to the Thousand Islands or something, drive through upstate New York, it's farmland, but it isn't nothing. So he'd never been any place in his life where there was no structures, no houses. So we get on out there, and the other big talk is there's going to be this barbecue. So he lives in Brooklyn. I live 15 miles from New York City, work in New Jersey, and we freaking barbecue means steak, hamburgers, hot dogs at least. And it's pulled pork. Neither one of us ever weren't familiar with a southern thing called barbecue. That's pulled pork. Didn't look too appealing to us. You live right around New York City, or you freak in New Jersey. We got food. I mean, Jersey has the most diners in the world. We got pizzerias. I got my 100-mile rule. You don't eat a pizza more than 100 miles from New York City. You're taking your chances. The tournament, Joe fished with David Fritz one day. Fritz, I think, came in second in that one. David Fritz is a reoccurring theme in anything to do with Red Man in the 80s. So I came close. I did okay. By this time, Herb Reed's was passing around his Sluggo. He was hand pouring them at the time, and Sluggo's the closest thing to a magic bait that I ever fished in my life. And in future stories, the Sluggo will come back and play. But I didn't make it. I probably came in the teens or whatever. So then on the way home, I'm not sure what route we took, but basically I think we went through Kentucky and West Virginia. And we'd be stopping at these gas stations, and Joe would be asking the gas station attendant, how many people live in this town? And he, he'd be, they tell him, and it's like, there's more people live in my building. So that was a pretty big adventure. This is the thing when you fish some kind of circuit that, tournament fishing gets you out of your comfort zone. You go places and you have experiences, and that's a big part of it. And it's pretty. I'll always remember that trip to Kentucky Lake with Joe Sancho. So hope you like, subscribe, and talk to you again soon. Thanks. Bye.